Okay, here we go. I am so excited because we are finally putting it all together. So I know I've talked a lot about goals, probably more than you ever wanted to talk about your goals, but I am telling you, I am giving you the coaching keys to reaching your goals. So before, you may remember that I talked about if we were looking at goal setting or just getting towards, forget about goals, just think about in your mind where you truly want to be, right? The vision that you have, the desire for your life, if you were living your best life, if you were living your dream, right? When you think about a helicopter hovering over where you are now and then flying to where you want to be, remember how I talked about the goal setting piece is probably the toughest terrain. It's like once you get over this mountain, then it's clear sailing because you'll just have to be sure that you're staying accountable to your plan and it will push you forward. And because we are integrating this with your life, it's going to be fun in the process. It's going to be inspiring in the process. I'm not saying it won't be hard. There will be moments that you have to dig deep, but when you dig deep and you get past any hurdles, then you'll just see clear skies and we'll be going closer and further and faster towards our purpose, faster towards the life that we want. So I am not going to ramble. I'm going to very quickly talk to you about how to put it all together, how to start to create your plan. Okay, so this is just to cover the numbers or the things that you need to have written down when we write our plan. And so as an example from here on, I'll use myself since this is a self-coaching series, and I will tell you exactly what I'm writing or exactly what I'm doing in any of the tasks that I talk about going forward, okay? So really quickly, I'm just going to tell you, I'm reviewing all of the videos that we've had before to tell you exactly what you should have written down on paper at this point. And then we're going to start with our plan, okay? So the first thing is remember the formula. You have to write down your big goal. So what is your big goal? And remember the formula was by a certain date, I will do X, Y, or Z to get to this point or change something by this measure, right? And so my example is that by 2021, I will build my business to annual revenue of $2 million, okay? So remember, this is your audacious goal. This is you where you want to be at your next level in life. And so for me, by 2021, I will build my business to annual revenue of $2 million. Okay? The next thing you want to have written down is your time commitment. Okay? This time commitment is for the next 3 to 6 months. My commitment is for the next 6 months. So for you, you just have to decide if you want to work in a 3-month interval or a 6-month interval to reach your goals, and how much time a week are you going to commit to your goals. The second thing you need to do as far as it relates to time is then take that number and divide it across your week. So determine where that time is. Where are you going to find that time to work towards your goals? So for me, I'm committing for 6 months to give 20 hours per week to my goals. And then you see to the right, I have for each day of the week how many hours that's going to look like, so that I could go ahead and schedule that into my day, and I know that these are the things that have to be done and the time period in which they need to be done. I'm giving myself Fridays off. I work a full-time job, and my full-time job is typically about a 50-hour work week. So even though I am very passionate about taking my business to the next level and transforming my business, I still have to be realistic about how much time I have. 20 hours as a part-time gig is all that I can give to my goals right now, and I need at least one day that I don't have to worry about anything except for my day job and my day-to-day life. So I give myself Fridays off, and then this is just how I spread my time across the rest of the week. The next thing you have to have down is your goal support hours. So this was the top 3, in my case, top 4 from the Circle of Life. From those 4, I have to decide how am I going to maintain them and how much time does that take. So for me, that's goal support hours, that's 16 hours a week. So you'll see career is taking up 6 hours of that time. Those are either clients that I still have on an existing product or things that I actually have to do to keep my business running. Right now, I've reduced that to just 6 hours a week because I can't continue to take on a lot of clients and continue to do work at the level that I was doing it before because I just don't have the time. If I'm going to reach this goal of transformation, then I have to condense that to just 6 hours a week. And then allot it to my other supports because I cannot duplicate time, right? So 16 hours a week is all I have out of my 20 for those top 3. And then we move on to our self-improvement hours. If you remember, those were the bottom 3 on the Circle of Life. Unfortunately for me, I only have 4 hours left out of my 20 hours. So I am choosing joy and physical activity because they mostly align to my big goal. I just think joy underlines anything in your life, and I know for sure that that's something that I need to increase. It should not be in my bottom 3, so I have to give at least 1 hour a week to joy and then 3 hours a week to physical activity, simply because that's the one that most aligns with my big goal, and that's the 4 hours that I have left. So I am putting a red mark through social life because it should not stay that low. But remember, you would prefer to make commitments to yourself about the things that you are going to achieve and make sure that you achieve them versus overwhelming yourself, getting stressed out, and doing nothing, which ultimately ends in you reverting back, right? So not only do you not progress, but things may kind of fall apart. And that's not what you want. You want to be moving towards, focusing towards getting that big, big goal. So in order to do that, even if you have to take baby steps, for example, in this case, joy is going to be a baby step for me, then that's what we do. Because at the same time, as I'm walking towards my goal, even though I'm only concentrating 1 hour a day towards whatever my joy activities are, 9 times out of 10, because the synergy is in my life and other things are moving, joy is going to automatically increase. So anyway, enough about that. Self-improvement hours, determine how many hours you're going to spend on your bottom 3 categories from the Circle of Life and get that number, and that number is your self-improvement hours. So, numbers you need handy to write your plan. Keep it simple. All you're writing is the big goal, your one big goal. What is your goal? Mine is $2 million in annual revenue. The number of hours you will commit to your goals? Mine, 20 hours. Weekly schedule of where the hours fit. That's just Sunday through Saturday. How many hours each day make up your total? And then what are you doing well? What's your top 3 on Circle of Life? We're calling that goal supports. So you need to know what those top 3 are. And then you need to know what are the number of hours you'll need to continue your goal supports. So what you're currently doing now that's positive in your life, how many hours do you have that you can commit toward that? And then your bottom 3 are areas that you will improve. So these are the bottom 3 categories on the Circle of Life. We're calling those the areas that you will devote self-improvements. And then you need to know the number of hours you will use for self-improvements. So those are the numbers you need written down so that you can go ahead and start your plan. I have, like I said, 20 hours a week. That's the max that I can allot. Some people are going to be able to allot more time. Some people are going to be able to allot less time. All I want you to do is to really focus on your life and what is a realistic number of hours. And then from that, get these numbers on paper. Don't think too much about it, about how it's all going to come together. I am your coach, and so I will coach you through this so that you can make decisions that help you to reach your goals within these numbers, okay? So again, don't think much about it. Write your numbers down on the piece of paper. Our first milestone is what we'll talk about really quickly next, and then we'll create our plan. We'll be outside of the tough terrain at that point, and we'll go from there. Okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.